Welcome back to BarcaBuzz TV. My name is Adam. Another huge win today for Xavi's Barca. A little bit worried, of course, with Dembele being out now for 3 to 4 weeks. Worried because we just played this Real Betis team in the Supercopa semifinals. Went into extra time, of course, there. And this team just keeps being resilient, right? And I feel like today, because now we're at the 19 games through the Liga season, halfway through, and we have 50 points so far, right? On pace for a 100-point season. Of course, that 100 mark has only been reached twice by Real Madrid and Barca in the early 2012-2013 season. And so it's a huge, huge deal for Xavi to hit this point. I was one of the naysayers who originally didn't believe that, the team was looking in a great spot, as many of you did probably after the Inter Milan and Bayern Munich and Clasico games in the late November of last year. But this team has really turned it around and is playing so well, and so we got to take a moment just to appreciate what Xavi's done for us so far, just to appreciate, especially in the new year, adjusting our midfield, right, adding a fourth person there to make sure we're getting the most out of all of our players. We're seeing Busquets today against Real Betis put in a nearly man-of-the-match performance along with, Balde. You're seeing Frenkie de Jong, who had been kind of cast aside, not been the most favorite player for a lot of Barca fans in the last 6 to 12 months because of his whole contract issues. We're now seeing him thrive as that double pivot with Busquets. And, you see again today, right? Raphinha, Lewandowski, the players who we need to step up, need them to score now that Dembele might not be the one creating the most offense because he's going to be out, right, for the foreseeable future. And you see the team just really gelling, firing on all cylinders in a way that just makes me so happy, and I'm sure all of you so happy as well. So we look at the lineup and we think about what Xavi was going to do without Dembele. I was a little bit confused because I wasn't sure, to be honest, if Raphinha is not exactly cut of the same cloth that Dembele's cut, right? Some of their, I tend to think of Raphinha as a better passer. I tend to think of Dembele as a better, one-on-one dribbler, and I think they have different roles and different ways of connecting with the team. And so I wasn't sure if Xavi was just going to basically take Dembele out, put Raphinha in, but that's what we get, right? We see the backline like we love: Balde, Araujo, Christensen, and Koundé. Midfield: Frenkie, Busquets, Gavi, Pedri, and then up front, Lewandowski and Raphinha. And, a lot of times Gavi is playing kind of like a, inverted winger up in that left half space, always providing outlets, right? That's what I think we're so impressed by, especially on that first goal. You see a few things that make us very happy, right? Frenkie de Jong, he kicks a free kick very quick, which is not something that we see very often from Barca in the last few years. And so he kicks it quick. He gives it to Balde. Balde runs, kind of hesitates at the outside of the box and then jolts in, gets a nice cross in. Raphinha puts it in, right? Lewandowski, who had a little bit of an absent game, not a lot of performances or a lot of touches or a lot of passes or even shots on goal that I thought were looking too impressive through the first, 70 minutes of the game. Boom. Off of a nice little kick to Araujo's head, he heads it into the box. Lewandowski picks it up, puts it in the back of the net. We, of course, had Jules Koundé, who was really awesome in this game for the most part, right? I think every time I see Koundé, on a counterattack, I'm just always impressed by his speed as well as his one-on-one defending and his ability to remove threats on the counter much more than we ever got from Semedo, Roberto, other players who might have been more right backs or played more games at right back than Koundé. He does a wonderful job there. Gets a little bit of a head scratcher, own goal, right? Heads the ball. I think he was trying to head it right into Ter Stegen's chest, but puts it right in the corner where Ter Stegen can't get it. And so in terms of the big takeaways from this match that I think a lot of people are very excited about, right? Number one is just the continued growth and excellent performances from Balde. He was, even at the beginning of this season, right, not that long ago, like 7 months ago, he was a raw talent very quick, and slowly but surely we've seen him develop both in the offensive and defensive parts of his game, right? In this game, again, you see him, make a nice run, putting across that he hasn't always been the best at. I think he was just kind of everywhere. And this new four-man midfield system really just means when Frenkie or Gavi get the ball, Balde has a lot of offensive responsibility right up on that front left wing, and he does an excellent job of positioning himself to either receive the ball and then pass it back to one of them or make a run into the box and hopefully get it across. And so I think what most people are happy about here, right, is Balde and just his emergence emergence as a really, really great talent. And, if you think about all the crazy clauses, right, with Chelsea today spending, I think, 107 million euros plus for Enzo Fernandez, of course, the World Cup champion. You think about Barca, if we didn't have Balde come in and be this revelation this season, go into the summer, try to get a left back who could play there. It cost us like at least 50, 60, 70 million euros. And so to see Balde really just continue to improve this season under Xavi and just act like a sponge, I feel like, and just, really hone in on his game and improving in all aspects, just going to be huge for us, especially with all this financial BS we're getting from Tebas and the FFP rules in La Liga, which I think is for another time, that just really grinds my gears. But besides that, I also was just really impressed with Pedri today, right? Especially in that first half. He had 2 opportunities to score a goal. Probably should have if he had kicked a little bit sooner, especially on that attempt when Raphinha gave him a nice pass down the middle. Pedri deked out 2 defenders and then just wasn't able to connect at the end. But you remember he scored against Getafe and Girona, right? He's the one who scored in the last 2 games to give us 1-0 victories, and to see him again, just always a threat in the box with this new 4 midfield system, really does seem to be unlocking what we want to see from Pedri, right? Is just, we saw in the first half of the year, especially when Raphinha, Dembele were playing on the wings and we weren't really able to build the ball up too much with Busquets. We saw Pedri dropping deeper and deeper in that first half of the season, and it kind of irked me, and I think it bothered a lot of you as well, because we have seen how much of an offensive threat he can be, that it was a little bit of a shame to see him have to try and, drop back and be a facilitator in the way that Frenkie de Jong or Busquets are probably more suited to be. And so to see him be unlocked, be up front, having the opportunity to score goals, to connect with Lewandowski, to connect with Gavi, to connect with Raphinha up front, really just unlocks him and provides us another level of play. Because something I've been talking about maybe a little bit too much lately is just, if Lewandowski doesn't score, who's going to score on this team? And now I feel a little bit more confident. Okay, Gavi's going to put in some goals. Pedri will put in some goals. And I feel like the team is going to be okay, especially when we got, a whole half of a season left, right? That's the thing that sometimes I forget even, is that today, February 1st, we just finished the 19th game of the season. Usually, I think we're farther than that because of the World Cup break, of course. And so, we still have a heck of a ton of season left. We still have Real Madrid Copa del Rey semifinals, right? 2 legs coming up. We still have the Europa League against Manchester United, 2 legs without Dembele, and so we're really going to need these players to be able to knock in some goals if Lewandowski is shut out, and I just feel a lot more confident with how the Pedri and Gavi are imposing their will on the game offensively lately, that we're going to be okay. I don't have to freak out and be all nervous before these matches, and that's really what I just want to see is our team continue to grow, continue to show how good we are defensively. I'm a little bit burnt. Koundé gave up that own goal just because Barca are on some historic paces, right? I think the least amount of goals ever allowed in a league season in the top 5 leagues is I want to say 14 by Jose Mourinho's Chelsea in 2004. And so, this was, I think, our 7th goal allowed through 19 games. So we're just on pace there to possibly get some good records. Listen, everyone, I know we got to pump our brakes. I really don't think it's sustainable for us to take 50 more points and allow 7 more goals over the next 19 La Liga games. But you got to swing for the fences, and this team has shown so far, right, through the first half of the season that, hey, it is possible for them to achieve it. We just need Ter Stegen to be on his game, Araujo, Christensen, Balde, Koundé. We need everyone to stay healthy, and hopefully we have some big titles coming to us this year. But let's take it day by day, continue to support the guys. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this game, what you think about this crazy February schedule coming up. We got Sevilla, I think Villarreal, we got Manchester United twice. Then at the end of the month, we have this Real Madrid Clasico coming up in the Copa del Rey. So let me know how you're feeling about this month. I think we're all feeling pretty good. Thank you.